There are so many 3x3s released, and I have over 100 of them, and I was wondering to myself, what is my favorite 3x3? Not particularly the best 3x3 on the market or anything, but just my personal favorite 3x3 that I like to pick up and play with. So in this video, we're going to be going over my top 8. Hey guys, what's up? It's Cubey time, and in today's video, we're going to be going over my top 8 favorite 3x3s. Alright, so let's start off with number 8, and that will be the MOYU Weilong GTS. I actually really like this puzzle. It is my one-handed main, and it turns absolutely great. The performance is really nice, and I have mine on really loose tensions because it really doesn't pop. You can play around with this puzzle and just casually solve it with one hand, and it's one of the puzzles that I take to a lot of my indoor track meets just to solve with one hand. Overall, it's a really good cube. However, I do have some slight problems with it, with the corner piece catching on the centerpiece, and due to its loose tensions, it tends to lock up a little bit, but this is definitely a great cube for one-handed for me. My number 7th favorite 3x3 of all time is the Guoguan Yuexiao. From the moment I started turning this puzzle, from the moment I unboxed it, I loved it. It was one of the best 3x3s on the market in my head, and overall, it still stands up today. This is my backup main as of now, and it turns absolutely great. I've had over 8 Yuexiaos, I've loved them so much, and all have been great out of the box, and even better with breaking in, lubing, and tensioning. This is a one-of-a-kind cube, kind of similar to a Meiying, but overall this puzzle has amazing corner cutting and not a whole lot wrong with it, and it's the reason that it's number 7 on my list. My number 6 favorite 3x3 of all time goes to the Gans 356 Air. I actually really did not like this puzzle when I first unboxed it because it just didn't turn very well, but I realized that it's a very, very quiet cube and it has pretty decent performance. Though the performance isn't up there with other cubes, considering that my cube can't really corner cut that well compared to others, it's still a pretty decent cube. However, the main thing that brings me towards this puzzle is how quiet it is and how smooth it is. For some reason, I find that I get pretty decent times on this puzzle, and it's a really good cube for after a test or in a quiet environment that you have to cube in, because it's just overall quiet and you won't disturb anyone. Overall, this puzzle is not too great on performance, but the other factors of this puzzle make it really decent, and that makes it number 6 on my list. Alright, the next puzzle on the list is the MOYU TANGLONG. Now, many people don't really like this puzzle because they say it's too slow or it has a weird feeling. But can I tell you, this puzzle turns so well. It is so controllable and it's perfect for competitions. I love solving on it because I feel like I'm always in control of this cube and I always tend to get really good times on it. It's definitely a really good cube as well for being quiet. It's decently quiet, which means you can solve it in quiet environments and no one will really get mad at you. Definitely a good puzzle overall, and I would definitely recommend it. Next we have the very elusive and underrated MOYU M3. This puzzle is really good for everything. You can solve it with 2 hands, you can solve it with 1 hand, it's really, really good. It's like a mixture between a Guoguan Yuexiao and a MOYU Weilong GTS. It has a really nice feeling, and I would say definitely this is the most underrated 3x3 on the market as of now. Honestly, I'm considering making this puzzle my main speed cube. It is really good, and I really love to solve on it. Number 3 on the list is the trusty THUNDERCLAP version 1. When you first get this puzzle out of the box, the plastic is going to be really hard and clicky. However, I've broken mine in so much that the plastic has become nice and soft and very smooth. Even though this puzzle was released a long time ago, it is still my main speed cube and has really, really good performance, and I get my most average and consistent times on this puzzle. Overall, it's a really good cube and I really love solving it, and it's going to be my main for a pretty long time unless another cube does manage to break this trend for me. My second favorite 3x3 to pick up and play with is actually the Yanchen 3, or for short, the Yan 3. This thing is basically just an upgraded Yuexiao. It's lighter, faster, smoother, and it overall is just more satisfying to play with. This will be our next main, guaranteed. I just need to do a little bit more work on it, and overall, it's just an amazing cube. Definitely would recommend it. My friend tried it out, and he absolutely loved it. And finally, after a lot of thinking, my favorite 3x3 has to be the Volk 3. This is basically my go-to cube now. Though it might not be my main speed cube, it just works for everything and is definitely one of my most favorite puzzles to play with. It's small enough to do one-handed solves, but definitely a great size for two-handed solves as well. I have great times on this cube, and there's really nothing else to say. It's just the best 3x3 in my opinion, and I have the most fun while solving this puzzle. So I hope you guys enjoyed my top 8 favorite 3x3s of all time. What are your favorite 3x3s? Leave them in the comments section below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment what you want to see next on my channel, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Bye.